Hello
everyone!
Oh my god.
And welcome again
to Peach
Cool! So we were the other day talking about the opening of Poke Park.
Kanto Poke Park.
Poke Park Kanto.
Yes.
And we were discussing if we are gonna be able to go back to Japan soon or not, and if we're gonna be able to visit soon because we are so hyped. And we were at the same time we were wow, it's incredible how much Pokemon has shaped our lives. Honestly, it's probably top
things.
I will say top 5 things.
Yes.
Who define who are we now, and also I think that define as well ourselves. We will talk about this deep in the video.
Yes, we were there for the premiere of the anime, guys. Maybe those of you who are younger may not be able to fully grasp how massive that moment was. To give you some perspective, imagine a world without internet, just a few TV channels.
In Spain, maybe 4.
Maybe 4 TV channels was totally different scenario. And nowadays, when a new movie comes out, companies do everything they can do to build hype, about the thing, make sure everyone knows about it. And still, it's impossible. Not even the biggest studios can fully control it because the internet is too big, it's too much noise, too much information competing to each other.
Yeah, back at the time, there were only the things that were at the moment. Just that, no competition whatsoever. So it was easier to achieve being in every kid's mind.
Totally different, yes. So in that moment when people started talking about Pokemon, there wasn't a single kid who didn't know about it. I can't remember a single kid in my class, moms talking about it, the school's gate, even urban legends spreading before the premiere, they say oh, the show is violent. I heard that epileptic attacks in Japan, kids playing in Japan.
My mother banned me the first 2 weeks of episodes because she thought I will get electroshocked by pictures.
It was fun. Exactly. So you can imagine that whole week at school, nobody talking about anything else. Maybe the whole month previous to the premiere, and you went to bed on Friday night it was Christmas Eve. Barely able to sleep. The alarm goes off on Saturday morning. You have breakfast. You're counting down the minutes. And then suddenly that first image appears and those first notes of the song play, and you don't know it yet, but the course of your entire life is about to change. That music, it was going to stay with us forever. And then the games came, then the toys, the cards, it was an absolute explosion. And for some of us, it was never just a phase, but it was forever. So with all of this in mind, today we're gonna talk about how Pokemon shaped our lives, as Alba said before. Well, Alba, since I did the intro, please tell the people how you got your first Game Boy, because surely the religious people watching us will interpret that, what happened to you as some kind of divine sign.
Maybe, though.
Yes.
Okay, so the Game Boy story. Okay, so it was weird nonetheless, to say the least, to be honest. Because first of all, my mother I was against video games, not video games, but consoles. Because I always played a lot of video games, the heck out of video games. But still, she thought that they were gonna get outdated really quick, and you had to spend too much money in video games, and she thought that every year a new console will appear, blah blah, so never bought me a console. Okay, so I was obsessed with Pokemon, like everyone was, and everyone had the Game Boy and the games, and I was the only one in my class and my friends not having the Pokemon game. So one night we were walking, night walk around the beach, classic. I mean, if you're from a beach, I'm sure you'll do the same with your parents, classic night summer beach stroll, I don't know.
Yes.
And then on top of a fence there was an abandoned Game Boy. Can you believe this? An abandoned Game Boy with Pokemon inside.
I'm sure that was a sign of
inside,
yes.
And they have batteries,
true.
Batteries. So there was a restaurant nearby. My father was like, okay, first we're gonna ask the staff, we're gonna ask everyone, we're gonna wait. We ended up waiting 2 or 3 hours. No one appeared, no one knew anything in the restaurant, there was no kid. And my father said, just take it. You know, your mother would never allow you to take it. And I took it and I was so happy. And that's how I got to play Pokemon on Game Boy.
Yes.
Stealing some.
No, but I'm sure that the kid was from a very rich family, and the next day he got his new Game Boy.
Maybe because it was really weird to leave your Game Boy abandoned?
Sure, because when we were really careful about our stuff when we were kids.
I don't know, but anyways, if you're watching me, I don't know. I'm so sorry I took your Game Boy, but you left it there and I needed one.
Nah, listen, you changed her life.
True.
You're really... There's a lot of people watching this video now because of that incident. Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Pokemon game was a life changer for a lot of kids because I mean, like maybe Pokemon was one of the first transmedia projects, as they like to call them now, right? It was an animated series, but also a Game Boy game. There were the toys too. Like all of that made it different.
True.
And I always thought Pokemon had something special. Like possibly the reason it's the most successful franchise in history is this gotta catch 'em all thing. Like
True.
there were 150 of them. Like you memorize the names, the types, who beats who in battle, the evolutions. Like all of that has been copied endlessly by other series. But Pokemon was like the first one that really nailed it. And there's like genuinely something in the human brain that makes you want to fill in that sticker album, like finish the puzzle, complete the thing that has 150 empty slots. That's the key for me, I think.
I think they summarize something hereditary from Japanese culture, like because they have been collecting things like since forever, and I think this summarized all it because they
the bugs
they love to catch bugs, and
the creator
creator loved to catch bugs. So I think this has been deep into Japanese people, and I think this was the moment where they captured that essence into a game, and of course hooked the entire world with it.
Yes.
And that leads me, for example, I love that idea of like collecting things, and I also love props in video games. I always have since I'm a kid. Like I love inventories. So
it's something really cool.
I love these small items just packed. I love collecting items, like virtually at least. And talking about how everything you see since you're a kid shape you, that's how I came basically with the idea of Curse Relics. Maybe Pokemon had a lot to do with that decision.
You never know.
You never know, because Pokemon was the first game I ever played where you collected things.
Yes.
Then there was, of course, many, because RPGs and I don't know, a lot of video games have a lot of objects, inventories.
Yes.
But I always loved that. But maybe the seed was in Pokemon, and it's something I've taken, and I even created a whole event out of it. So you never know.
Because you are right now, you're doing your life about it, and it's like, well, that's.
I mean, not that much though.
At least trying.
Yes.
We are trying so hard. Yes.
You don't appear.
And there's a question we've asked ourselves so many times. Like, there was a moment, like an age, where every kid in your class was Pokemon obsessed, right?
Definitely.
Everyone like loved playing and drawing, but most of them would eventually change and get normal jobs and drink beer while watching a sports game, right? Like
they will think it was like a freaks thing after a period of time.
After a certain age. But
Yes.
like somehow, even as a kid, I already knew that wasn't going to be my case. And I know the same thing happened to you, because you told me. Like,
of course.
Even then in the teenage years, it was the same thing. Like I started listening to rock music, and adults will tell me like it's just a phase, but
the phase is even
always that shit. But something inside you say like you're
No.
there's no way. Like I'm gonna be listening this and drawing Snorlax when I'm 16 years old, just like I am now.
I think all of us that do this kind of thing right now, like creative things, or keep playing, keep listening, keep watching, knew deep in our hearts that the answer was, it's not a phase, mom.
No. This is who I am. Yeah. It's like all kids like cartoons, but Pokemon somehow changed everything. And I think it's stored somewhere deep in our brains. Like for example, a lot of people have told me like they can see the influence of Ken Sugimori in my drawings. And when I look at my drawings, I think, yeah, it's true, but I've never used one of his drawings as a reference. I never copied him when I was learning. I mean, I didn't even know his name, but I can say that I did copy others at the time, like Miyazaki, Moebius, or Adventure Time, and I integrated things from them into my style. But I never studied Ken Sugimori, like never consciously had him as a reference. And yet, when I look at my drawings, I think maybe I've been replicating the style of those images from the Pokemon magazine I had as a kid, and the one that got stored in my unconscious memory, you know?
This is really interesting for me because I've talked about this before, and I was telling you about this. And I was telling you about this at the beginning of this video. And it's something really interesting, and I think everyone has like a huge storage in their brain that they don't control, and it shapes your art style. Talking about art since we're drawing.
Yes.
So a lot of people always ask, oh, how I develop my art style? Of course you can do that, but you have to also keep in mind that there's a huge part in your mind that is already shaped by all the things you've been watching since you were a kid. And I will say mostly the things you watch as a kid, like the things that got like a huge impact in your brain, like for example, Pokemon. For example, I noticed not too long ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, that I was making pearls around the neck of my characters because I loved Chikorita as a kid. And Chikorita has those pearls in the neck. So unconsciously, I was doing that without knowing why. And one day I was like wondering why I do this, and then it clicked. It was like, oh my god, it was because Chikorita, and I wasn't even thinking about it. Yeah. So you have to think that that's wonderful, and all of you have that shaped by what you saw as kids, and you have to try to be aware and keep it to develop a unique art style that will be only yours.
Yeah, it's like searching for your art style is a journey, but you start the journey with a sword and a shield, and all of that is you're bringing it from home.
Exactly.
And sometimes you need to examine yourself in order to be conscious about what are the things that has been shaping you.
That's a huge part of finding your art style.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so this has been the drawing.
Yes.
I really hope you have enjoyed this little chat about Pokemon. If you're a Pokemon fan, I'm sure. Yes. I don't know, maybe not. But
well,
also,
it's your problem.
I want to say really quick that we will be making a video about it, but little update. David's campaign, Stargate 666, is now pre-campaign.
Pre-launch.
So you can go and jump into Kickstarter to the waitlist and be one of the first ones there. Yes.
Yes,
and
I hope so.
We're gonna be putting here a little bit of the trailer. Yes.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes,
look at it. It's great. Who did it? I love it. Oh my God.
Okay. So you're welcome. It's free. Go there.
It's free. You can subscribe and then no paying for the comic. It's okay. Whatever. No. Try to pay it. I need it.
Like I said, we will be making a video specifically about what Stargate 666 is, the process, everything behind, blah blah, whatever. Really hope you have enjoyed this video and the drawings and everything. And if you want to see more Pokemon by us, tell us in the comment which one is your favorite.
Oh yes. Every Pokemon is the favorite one of one kid around the world. No?
Every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon?
Yes.
Yes.
Every one of them is special. Oh yes. Well, next week, new video, okay?
Or not.
Or not. See you! No.
Bye.
Bye.